today I want to remember Cedar Key. Cedar Key was devastated by Hurricane Helene. I haven't driven over there yet, but I'm afraid to. So anyway, I took an old photo that I had taken and I painted this memory of Cedar Key. It basically just shows my son and his girlfriend at that time, who became his wife now. And yeah, then we went out there, but even way before that, when he was a little boy, I used to take him there to go fishing. I would take him and my nephews, Robin's children. We'd all go out there sometimes until late at night. And we'd stand on that very dock right there and fish. The reference photo I used is years later, after my son Alex had grown up and had a girlfriend and just was having a beautiful life of his own. But it touched me that he wanted to show her Cedar Key, because it meant that he remembered it fondly with his dad. That would be me, Poppa. And now his son calls me Poppa. And I think Alex has taken my little grandson out there too. So it's kind of nice to know that something I did as a young dad, never had much money, but we always looked for something fun to do. And we went out to Cedar Key. And Cedar Key is not too far from here. But to be honest with you, back then I didn't even know about it. I found it almost accidentally. Robin and I were looking for something to do with the kids, and we found Cedar Key. I fell in love with it. We fell in love with this little town called Cedar Key. And now I was watching videos on YouTube of the devastation in Cedar Key from the hurricane. And they just had a fire not too long ago too in some of their main restaurants. So they have had a double whammy, maybe a triple whammy if you consider the Hurricane Debbie. What was that? I can't remember how long ago that was, but it was earlier this year. So they've had some hard times. But I think Helene really was the knockout punch. So if you watch me painting this, it's not much of a painting, to be honest with you. It's pretty simple. But then after the painting, I want to show you a little slideshow of some of the photographs that I took and Robin took years ago. Just kind of remembering Cedar Key, okay? All right, well, thank you for watching. Let me show you how I did this. And then after this, I'll have a little slideshow, okay? Oh my goodness, well, this is going to feel like painting a portrait of an old friend, because Cedar Key has been such, I don't know, such a favorite place of ours. And if you stick around till after the painting, I want to do a little slideshow and show you some stuff. So mostly this is going to be a hazy picture, because this is from a photograph of my son and his girlfriend, who is now his wife. And we went to Cedar Key. I used to take my son to Cedar Key when he was little. And I was so happy when he told me he was going to take his girlfriend to Cedar Key. Because it told, after he grew up, because it told me that he had some really, really, really fond memories of it. And so do I. And now, after Hurricane Helene, it doesn't look like it's going to be back in shape anytime soon. Looks like it's going to be a while before Cedar Key is back to the way it used to be. So I thought I would take some time after this painting and show you some of the photos we took and just share some memories with you. I wrote a song about Cedar Key. I always like the song, but whenever I hear it, I always think it's not the greatest song. But let me try to remember the words. I don't have them in front of me, but it's been a long time ago I wrote this song. So it goes like this. Let's take a walk in Cedar Key. I love the way this fishing town feels, you say to me, looking out to sea. Remember the summer we made this find? Remember the sun, the wind, the sounds? Oh, see, I'm fading the words. And then there's this chorus, long summer memories, almost accidentally. Oh, what I'd give to be back in Cedar Key. So, I don't think I remembered all the words just now, but I wanted to explain it a little bit. When I say almost accidentally, we discovered Cedar Key almost accidentally. Absolutely the truth. We were younger, of course, and our children were younger. And I was looking for something to do and to someplace to take them. And the kids like to go fishing. And so I kind of looked on the map to see what's around here. And I didn't even know about Cedar Key, even though, believe it or not, if you're from the area, believe it or not, I lived for a long time in a place called Rainbow Lakes Estates, which is near Denellen, Florida. And Rainbow Lakes Estates, if you look on the map, is not that far from Cedar Key. But for one reason or another, I never went over that way. When I was a young man, I wasn't a fisherman. I was more interested in music and so yeah, I never went to Cedar Key. But when I was a dad and I wanted to find something fun to do with my son and my nephews, I found Cedar Key on a map. Had no idea what we would find over there. And what we found over there was this beautiful, beautiful little fishing town. Just beautiful, quaint, it was popular, but not super popular like a lot of Florida things are. Had some people there. And we had this little tiny dock. And the dock wasn't intended for fishing. The dock was intended for boat launching. And that's where we set up our little fishing area. And my two nephews were really the fishermen. Their dad was really a fisherman, and they learned a lot from him. All they learned from me was how to buy fried chicken. Because that's what I would do. I would buy fried chicken. We would drive over there, and before we got far from town, we stopped at a grocery store. I think it was a Publix, and we got fried chicken. And then when we got there, I would buy bait, and the bait was usually shrimp. It was usually shrimp. And the boys liked live shrimp because they liked putting the live shrimp on the hooks and then casting them out into the water. And I have such fond memories of these days because they caught fish. I mean, they really caught fish, and I even caught a couple of fish doing this. You know, I'm not a fisherman, but yeah, I did it too. We always threw them back. We never kept the fish. I take that back. I think a couple times the boys may have kept a couple of fish and brought them back to their dad. But yeah, it was me, my nephews, and my son. And then later on, it was Robin and Robin's two children. And we'd go there quite a lot. Such fond memories of going there. Long summer memories. So it was almost accidentally that I found it, because I found it on a map. I did not know. I did not know it was there. I'm just using some basic colors here. Just trying to get some sense for this dock here. This little tiny dock. This little tiny dock. And now if you go there today, after Hurricane Helene, it is a mess. It is torn up. It is heartbreaking. I haven't been there. The hurricane was 2 days ago. But I saw a video, and I read some stories that some of the places that we used to eat at and just visit, some of those places are gone. Weirdly enough, just last week or so, some of the restaurants in Cedar Key burned down. So they had a double whammy, a bad double whammy. So I wanted to do this picture. And then I want to show you a slideshow from Cedar Key. Alright, it doesn't look like much right now, does it? I think what I want to do is add a little bit more blue to this, or maybe some grayish blue. Yeah, just kind of bring that green down a little bit. There, that looks good. Now let's just take some dirty water. I'm not really sure how to pull this off. I just want to put some marks on this dock, because obviously the dock wouldn't be in perfect shape. It was an old wooden dock back then. I have so many memories about the dock itself. I remember, because it wasn't, like I say, it wasn't a fishing dock. It was a boat launching dock. And I think they probably would have discouraged us from being there, but everybody was just so nice. So the people who were launching the boats, we just moved out of the way, let them do their thing. And a couple times there were airboats, with the big fan on the back, the big propeller, and it would blow so hard, and we would always love that big old fan just blowing past us. Yeah, just make this look a mess. Make this look like an old wooden dock. And of course, you know what else we would have there? We would have these pelicans that would land. They would land on the posts that I'm going to post painting it right now. These little posts at the end. Get them a little bigger. Let's take a walk in Cedar Key. I love the way this fishing town feels, you say to me, looking out to sea. Remember this summer we made this find? Remember the sun, the wind, the sound of casting lines? And the eagles cried, the seagulls, and the seagulls cried. Long summer memories, almost accidentally. Oh, what I'd give to be back in Cedar Key. There's more to the song than that, I just can't remember it all. Alright, let that dry a little bit. I'm going to let that dry. Let's get some of these a little bit thicker. Still a little bit on the wet side. Little tiny areas of darkness. Of course, the shadows. There we go. Now we're starting to look a little bit more depth there. It was a little bit too washed out. To lift off some of that. That looks like a mistake right there. See, I want it to be hazy, so I'm okay with it being a little bit misty like that. But it's kind of selective messiness. How about that? selective haziness. And take a little bit, make that a little bit darker right there. Old summer memories. As many pictures as I take now. It's weird to think that I didn't take a whole lot of pictures back then. I used to have this this phrase I would say, in memory I trust. You know how the money says, in God we trust. So if I didn't have a camera, I would say, in memory I trust. But the truth is, the memory doesn't always serve you as well as you'd like it to, as well as you think it will in the future. So take pictures, save the pictures, hold on to them. Save them and savor them. Save them and savor them. I'm going to share with you some pictures at the end of this, after I'm done here. Just trying to make this dock look more dock-like, I guess. I really don't want anything defined on here like I normally would like some definition, except for my son and his girlfriend. Yeah, so I went there when the kids were little, but then the photograph I'm using as a reference photo right now is when my son was really an adult already, and he told me he was going to Cedar Key, and I asked him if I could meet him there. So Robin and I went over there and met him at Cedar Key and kind of relived some of those old memories. Why does time go so fast? Why does time slip away from us? Do you know? Anybody know? Time slips away. Now let's see if I can do some justice to the subjects in the picture. Okay, let's try to do this now. Very little. Very little. Very little. they are at the end of the dock. She's got a little fishing pole. And they're over here in the water. Way over there. It's a little boat. I'm going to use some of the bleed-proof white. Thank you, Deb, again. Always will appreciate that. And she gave me a nice little place to put the white, too. So I'll take a little bit out of it and put it in there. And then I just want to get a little tiny brush. Let's use some white on here. Not sure what I want to do. I feel like I want to make it hazier. Wonder how I can pull that off. Let's see if I can just put some water on it. Let's get some blue on it. Let's just see how this looks. I don't know. Let's get some of these dots and make them hazy. Just trying to create a hazy look here. guess that's done. Alright, let it dry and I'll fold it over. Alright, let me fold it over. And see if it looks the way I had imagined it. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Alright, let me show you the slideshow from Cedar Key. Yes, I want to share with you some memories from Cedar Key. So we'll start with the painting that I did today, and let's move on from there. So this is a shot of some of the restaurants on Cedar Key, and I think they're all gone now after Hurricane Helene. We would go out there a lot and just enjoy Cedar Key. Robin and I would go out there and practice our instruments and sit on the gazebo, and people would come by and listen. And it's an artsy town, a lot of artists, a lot of art shows, and that's Robin and her mom posing with a guy dressed as a mermaid. And that's beautiful Robin, sitting by the water in Cedar Key. I just wanted to share with you some of these pictures. This is the main road. I don't know if it's called Main Street, but it's the main road that is probably devastated now. This is the beach. It's a very small beach. It's got a beautiful feeling to it. And then some of the outdoor cafes and coffee houses and restaurants that really are inviting. So the beach, like I say, is very small, and people show up and enjoy the beach. And Smokey Bear was there one time, and that's Robin posing with Smokey Bear. So I just wanted to share this with you because it's one of the many coastal areas in Florida that have been completely devastated by Hurricane Helene. We live inland, and we were spared so blissfully. Fat Pelican, by the way, is called Tarzan. Don't ask me why I know that, but I seem to remember. Maybe the kids named him Tarzan. I don't know. And this is probably the same place I showed in an earlier photo, just some people dancing at this outdoor place. And yes, souvenirs that you could buy. We don't skinny dip, we chunky dunk. It's just a fun, relaxed, let your hair down kind of a place where you can watch the boats, you can go fishing, you can enjoy the food. This place is the Salt Bucket, I think they called it. I can't read the sign. And Robin and I would go all the time. I think I mentioned this in the earlier part of this video, we found it almost accidentally. We looked on the map. We'd lived near it, but we didn't realize, anything about it. And that's what we discovered. So I just wanted to share that with you. A little quick slideshow after the art part of this video. And I have a piece of art that I put a Bible scripture to that I want to share with you also. So that's on the gazebo overlooking the water. That's a painting I did. That's a plein air painting I did years ago. Now here comes another painting I did, and I showed this earlier in this slideshow, but this is the Bible passage. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, from Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.